So if you haven't played the beginner's guide, I recommend you do so because it's a great game that actually got me into games design. It was also written by Davey, the same guy who made the Stanley Parable, not the Stanley Parable, but the Stanley Parable, which is also such an amazing game. But also go play the beginner's guide because otherwise you'll have no idea what I'm talking about in this video. So yeah, end of disclaimer. So there's this question that everyone keeps asking after playing the beginner's guide. Is Coda real? Coda, for anyone who doesn't know, once again go play the beginner's guide if you haven't already. Coda is a game designer who is supposedly friends with Davey. What you see here are some of the games supposedly made by Coda. Davey thinks that Coda should release the games he made to the internet because Davey is a guy driven by external validation. However, Coda is not, so he disagrees with this idea. So Davey, being the nice guy that he is, posts Coda's games on Steam against his will and puts a price tag on it. So there you go. That's the beginner's guide for you. So everyone is saying, is Coda real? And there are lots of theories people have come up with, but I mean seriously, no one bothered to look in the game's files and see that the beginner's guide was made using the Portal 2 version of the source engine, which came out in 2011. Coda made his first game in 2008. For Counter-Strike. Davey obviously tells us that Coda's games were made in the Source engine, however the Source engine is mostly known for mapping for games like Half-Life 2, CSGO, etc. With Coda's games though, you can't really tell what game they were mapped for, or if they were mapped for a game at all. And the reason why is because all of the models, textures, sounds are not even available in the Source engine. Even the Counter-Strike level didn't use any textures from Counter-Strike. Everything was custom. I mean, yes, you can do that in the Source engine, but what's the point? Unless you were to publish a Source engine game commercially on Steam with a price tag on it. The point being either A, Davey must have heavily edited Coda's maps with custom assets to bypass licensing agreements with Valve, or B, all of Coda's games were made by Davey himself. Last thing to point out, in the materials folder you can find many textures that were taken from the Stanley Parable, and there's a picture of Davey in despair titled Davey Making Maps. Not Davey editing maps, Davey making maps. I rest my case, thank you for watching.